Hey everyone, I'm excited for this video because it is an accessory that goes to an accessory that I use just about every single time I work on a photo. So as far as my technology goes, my Wacom Intuos Pro is my most used accessory. I use this for every single photo that I edit, every video that I edit. My tablet goes with me. So I have an Intuos Pro Large here on my computer, and then I travel and at work I use the medium Intuos Pro. Now this is the new Intuos Pro, the one that comes in kind of this standard and paper edition. So the accessory we're going to look at right now is specifically for the Intuos Pro Medium and Large, whether it's the standard or the paper edition. And that accessory is the Wacom Texture Sheet. So this version of the Intuos Pro has the ability to change out or swap the surface of your tablet. And that's a really good thing because if you're like me, I've always customized the pen nib of my Wacom pen, and the reason for that is because I like to have a bit more kind of a grip or toothiness when I draw. So the first thing I do when I get a new pen is I replace the standard nib with a felt nib. And if you have this little pen holder here, or including the previous pen holders from the Intuos Pro of last generation, there's actually a whole bunch of replacement nibs. So the felt ones are kind of the gray, the lighter ones, and then the standard nibs are kind of black, and they feel a little bit more like plastic. The felt nibs, though, give a really nice kind of grip when you're drawing. Now, there is, of course, a surface that comes with the Intuos Pro, and that is the standard surface. There are three options. There is the standard that comes with it. There's also a smooth, and in this case here, this is the rough. So this is going to give me even more of that kind of grip, that toothiness when I'm drawing. And you might be wondering, well, you're a photographer, you don't illustrate, when do you draw? Well, I actually use my pen every time I adjust my sliders in Lightroom, but also when I'm doing any sort of masking, whether it's in Lightroom with an adjustment brush or I'm in Photoshop and I'm just masking. This gets used every single time. Now, I've been excited about this for a while because we just started getting them in. So if you go to Wacom.com and click on the store link, you'll be able to find it under the accessories. And with that, let's go ahead to the overhead camera and start seeing what we have. So on the back here, it shows that it comes with a removal tool, which is this little kind of squeegee thing, and the actual texture sheet. So I'm gonna go ahead here and open it up and pull it out. Okay, so that's the texture sheet over here. I'm gonna go ahead and you can see there are some little diagrams here. So it looks like there's this removal tool that is supposed to, it looks like an adhesive that you put on, and we'll go through this in a second, but you lift it off so there's no prying. Then, yeah, okay, this looks pretty straightforward. You can kind of see it here. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of its little plastic sheet. All right, so here is the texture overlay. And before I do anything, let's bring so this is the Intuos Pro Medium, and just kind of feeling the difference. Oh, absolutely. I mean, without a doubt, you can tell that it has a lot more kind of grip to it. And if I take the pen, oh yeah, I mean, you instantly, it's something that you can totally tell just by touching it with your finger, and then especially when you take the pen. And again, I'm using the felt nib, but you can just tell it's gonna have a lot more grip. Now there's something to bring up as well before we do this. With the Pro Pen 2, which is the new pen that comes with the Intuos Pro, Mobile Studio Pro, and Cintiq Pro, there are new technologies in here, like we have over 8,000 levels of pressure sensitivity, there's improved tilt recognition, and those new technologies also come with an increased rate of nib wear. So nib wear is, as you use the pen, that nib will start wearing down. And I bring that up because if you're switching to a rough texture sheet, that'll probably increase your nib wear even greater. So it's just kind of something to keep in mind. I'm okay with it. You can buy replacement nibs on the Wacom store as well. So just remember that. All right, let's go back here and we will grab this. All right, so here is the removal tool, I guess is what we're calling it. All right, so yeah, It looks like just, yeah, like a squeegee, but there's an adhesive to it. And if I go back to the description here, it says to put it on the corner kind of opposite the express keys and the touch ring. So that would be over here, this corner. So if I pull this tab off, all right, so that's it right there. And what you want to do is, again, let's bring this over here. So we're going to kind of put this with this little tab, this little kind of tab over here. That's going to be sticking out. So we'll put it at an angle. I'm just kind of fitting it with my hand there. All right. So press it here. And then let's remove this for now. And you can see actually, as I press it, it actually turns from kind of a lighter white to a darker gray. So it's indicating that there is a stick going on. So I'm just going to press this down, make sure that the whole thing is gray. Don't need this. And just to note, you get 2 of them. So just in case, I guess, you need another one, you get 2. All right, so now I'm pulling it up. Oh yeah. Okay, so here we go. And you can kind of see right over here, the surface is starting to come up with the kind of removal tool. So I'm just going to lift it up and start pulling. It's actually not that hard at all. And it comes off, as you can see, quite cleanly. So just kind of go around here around the express keys, and there you go. Texture sheet is removed. Now that bottom part has adhesive, so just remember, in case you're in a dusty area, that might you want to consider that if you plan on reusing that surface sheet. All right, so now let's put the rough texture sheet on. You can kind of see there is a section you can see right there. These 2 notches match up right here. So basically, in essence, it's just going to go like that. All right, so and on the diagram here, we're on step 3. So what we're going to start doing is just remove this section here to kind of reveal the adhesive. So I'm just going to peel it back. All right. And we're going to fit it. Fortunately, it's cut pretty much perfectly. So there we go. Fit perfectly, nothing to it. And lift up. And you can see what we're going to do is we're going to lift and peel back the remaining part of the adhesive. Now, because we have it fit perfectly, it should just kind of fall into place very easily. So lifting the sheet up and pulling the adhesive. And voila, perfection. So now we have the texture sheet, and what you want to do is kind of just smooth it out. And you can see that here, the final step, kind of smooth out any sort of kind of air bubbles. If you just rub your hand over the surface after you put the new texture sheet on, if there are any air bubbles, you'll definitely feel it. So just kind of, massage the air bubbles over to the edge, and they will go away especially once you get them to the edge here. And then when you're done, you'll notice it'll feel completely smooth. In other words, if there is an air bubble, you'll feel it. And now you can kind of see here, we have the Intuos Pro, and here is the standard sheet. And then what I did was, in probably 30 seconds, even faster if I wasn't recording, I removed it and then put a rough sheet on. So just as a reminder here, these texture sheets are available for the new Intuos Pro, medium and large, as well as paper edition. And they come in 3 options. So there's smooth, which is kind of, really, really smooth glide surface. There's rough, which we just installed. That gives you that extra grip, that extra toothiness. And then there's also standard. So let's say you want to replace the sheet that came with your Intuos Pro, you can just get another standard and remove it and put it back on. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions about this in the comment section below. Hit that thumbs up button. Let me know that you liked it, and be sure to subscribe. All right, I'll see you guys next time.